Anointed Warriors. What's up, spiritual family? Welcome back to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Mongoose. I am both a minister and a philosopher. So right off the bat, that lets you know that this is a different kind of ministry, and I'm also a different kind of minister. For more information on exactly what I mean by that, please stay tuned to the end of the video. So it's important that you know that if this is your first time tuning in, or if you are a long time supporter and subscriber, or if you're anywhere in between, I do value your time, your attention, your love, your support. Be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe and the share button, if you will. I really would appreciate it. It means a lot to this ministry. It helps this ministry be able to help even more people. So take a couple seconds, if you would, please, and do those things. I really would appreciate it. Today's message, we're going to be talking about leaning not on our own understanding. This is important. This is pivotal. And sometimes it's easier said than done. All of us, all of you who really truly carry this light, you've traveled so many roads, just as I have. Some have traveled more roads than others. But either way, we've all traveled in our own individual lives. And we've crossed and traversed so many different roads, so many different minefields, so many different mazes. And somewhere along the way, we began to doubt this thing that we call discernment, this thing that we call God. We begin to doubt ourselves. And as it relates to this message, we also begin to lean on our own understanding, trying to figure it all out, trying to put all the pieces together, trying to connect the dots in whatever area of life that you were being challenged in and being rebooted, if you will. Could have been in your finances, your own personal development, family issues. And after traversing so many different landscapes, we began to lean on our own understanding. And now is not the time for that. Now is definitely not the time for that. Things are ratcheting up in a very rapid way. For those of us who are awakened enough to see what's taking place, not just on the physical plane, the physical landscape, in terms of the wars and the upcoming different lockdown, the upcoming mandates for, people to have to go to the doctor to receive certain things in order for them to go to work. You know what those things are. Just refer back to the last lockdown, pandemic. But not just on those planes, but in the in the spiritual realm, we can sense that things are ratcheting up in a very rapid way, in a very consistent and unyielding way. And so now is not the time for us to make the mistake of trusting and leaning on our own understanding. We have entered, and we will continue to move deeper into a season of hurt, chaos, confusion, sadness. And it's going to be paramount that we lean not on our own understanding. There's nothing that could cause one to go to stray like their own understanding. The good book says that the wisdom of man is foolishness to God. So there's things that's taking place that, well, why did this person leave you? Why did you leave that person? Why did you leave that career? Why is it that you put all your effort into this and it didn't work out? Why is it that you chose to walk away from that and it blew up and became very prosperous? Whatever the case may be, now is not the time to be trying to lean on your own understanding about it. Because these times that we're entering in, they require us to lean and trust on this thing that we call God and the discernment that we had all gotten away from. You see, I've been speaking on pretty much every video during this month of February about the fact that February, if you do the etymological research on it, the name February, the word February means a time of purging. It means to purge. It means to release. And so we're going through this phase, this stage, those of us who carry the light in particular. We know that everyone on the planet is being affected by it, but we have a higher responsibility. We have a divine assignment. And so we have to be more astute to what's going on internally and externally. We have to be astute more than others, more than just what we'll call the average human being, if you will. Now you're purging in this sacred time, and even more so, more abundantly and rapidly so, in the month of February. You're letting go of thoughts, beliefs, people, careers, all these things that no longer serve you, and the things that you may have been for a couple decades, maybe at least for a couple years, whatever the case may be. You've been knowing that it was time for you to let those things go. Bad attitudes, pardon me. Friends that were no longer, friends. Food habits, eating habits. You had to let go of some of your, favorite little vices there when it came to not eating as clean as you should. Whatever the case may be. Reckless spending. You've been knowing that you had to let these things go, and you're letting these things go. And you're moving forward at an accelerated rate, particularly in your spirit man or woman. And the reason why you can't afford to now lean, or one of the most important reasons as to why you cannot afford to go back to leaning on your own understanding and trying to get things figured out from a humanistic, from an intellectual standpoint, is because as you're purging and as you're overcoming obstacles and hurdles, you're shining more bright. And what you can expect is a lot of people that intentionally sought to destroy you. They sought to hold you back. They sought to create obstacles in your life. They spread rumors. They sought to discourage you. All negative things. Practically any negative thing that you can think about. There's people out there that have been doing those things to you, or seeking to do those things to you. And what's going to happen with those people and other people that did not partake in any of that, but they also never assisted you. They never gave you a word of encouragement. They just stayed neutral. They were kind of whatever they were, put off, confused, intimidated, bashful. They just never approached you and said, hey, listen, how do you keep your bearings in the midst of all these turbulent things that was going on in the job, in your family, in your neighborhood, these people that are that you come across on a regular basis. They've seen your trials, your tribulations, and your struggles play out right before them. They've seen the narcissist spread rumors about you, attack you, treat you disrespectfully, all these different things. So you got two groups of people. And these two different groups of people are all going to, and perhaps some of you guys are experiencing it now, but they're all going to begin to approach you. And they're all going to be expressing things like curiosity, interest, fascination, whatever. They're going to be inspired. They're going to be presenting themselves as someone that's seeking information. They're just going to be presenting themselves from a whole gamut, if you will, of reasonings and rationale as to why they are now approaching you. And you have to be discerning, because again, you got two groups of people that are now, based on you have broken through, they're going to be approaching you. Some of these people, the ones that stood on the sidelines and they didn't offer you a word of encouragement. They turned a blind eye to what they knew was taking place. For whatever reason, they're going to start approaching you now. Hey, what's your name? Hey, how do you navigate these times? I want to kind of learn, because, they're seeing that if anybody could lead the way and teach them, you can, because they saw you go through that and they've seen you overcome that. And they genuinely are seeking advice. They're seeking encouragement, motivation, knowledge, all of these different things from a real genuine standpoint. And so you have to be discerning and lean not on your own understanding when it comes to them, and offering them a carrot, if you will. Discerning them from the other group of people that have showed you their true colors. They lashed out to you. They spreaded rumors. They mean mugged you. They talked down to you. They belittled you and tried to irritate and agitate you at every turn. They too see your new elevation through this thing that we call God. And they too are going to be approaching you. And we know how Decepticons move. They'll be approaching you with the same smile, the same seeming sense of sincerity when it comes to interest, when it comes to seeking assistance, when it comes to wanting to be motivated, when it comes to just, being casual and social. They too are going to start approaching you. And you got to be discerning, because you can't afford to be kind to your enemies, to the people that have shown you their true colors. You have to take their word for who they are, who they were, and who they will always be. Pardon me. Because they're going to try to fuzzy up to you. They're going to try to embrace you But it's only an attempt at fakery, an attempt to get into that energy that they see now, even though they fought so hard to disturb, to diminish and destroy. They see that that energy that you carry is real, and now they're going to falsify their conduct, their behavior, their facial expressions, their body gestures, just to try to get some of that energy. But at the end of the day, they don't give a darn about you. They love to destroy you just as much, if not more now, than they did then. It's just that they realize that all of their efforts, all of their energy, and all of the BS that they put towards dismantling that energy that's within you, they see that it's futile. So they're going to be approaching you, asking for assistance, asking for encouragement, giving you compliments, all the things that fake people do. So you have to be totally locked in and discerning from a holy place. And you can't afford to lean on your own understanding, because your own understanding might say, oh, wow, that's a nice smile. That's an incredible compliment. Wow, this person never did really mean me any harm. They just didn't know how to approach me. They just was intimidated. When the fact of the matter is, they did intend you harm. They saw your light. They intentionally set out to destroy it. So you got to be discerning when it comes to them, and offering them in a very respectful and a very appropriate way, and metaphorically speaking, offer them a stick. You know the old saying, you can offer a stick or a carrot. They have to get that stick, because you can't afford to diminish yourself and allow snakes to enter into the nest. The nest being your energetic field, your information, your aura, your life, your mind. These people are fake. They seek only to destroy and disrupt that. So you got to be able to discern who's who. And there's other people, again, the other crowd of people, if you will, that's approaching you from a real sincere place. Maybe they were just intimidated. Maybe they didn't know how to approach you. Maybe at a time they wasn't willing to risk socializing with you, because they knew there'd be ramifications from all the narcissists that were attacking you. Those people, maybe these people over here, maybe they knew if they reached out to you, if they befriended you, then they would become the brunt of the onslaught, the attacks that you were receiving. They would be taking that on, and maybe they just weren't willing to. But now that they see that you have made this progress, they see if you will allow this expression to stand, because I really don't like using God. That is kind of minimizing when it comes to the ultimate power in the universe. But anyway, they see, as a point of reference, they see that the God in you is real. And now they're willing to step out and say, hey, they saw you take the bumps and the bruises and overcome, and now they're willing to take the bumps and the bruises because you've showed them that it can be overcome. So they'll be approaching you as well for love, encouragement, information. They'll have compliments and things of this nature as well. So now is not the time for you to lean on your own understanding, because again, you could be inviting in snakes, and if you shun the wrong person, you could be missing out, shunning a blessing. You could be shunning someone that is meant for you in a relationship, someone that has some information that's meant for you to receive and you can continue to grow. Maybe they're meant to invest in your business. Whatever the case may be, you could miss out on something that is meant for you to embrace. So these are the seasons that we're living in, and these are the times that we're living in. And again, some of you guys may be experiencing this already. Leave me a comment if you are. You know, you've just gotten to this point to where You don't feel like you have to fight or resist, the nonsense anymore. You just shine regardless, and you're just minding your own business and staying aware of your surroundings and walking in harmony and peace and love and power. And people see that you have reached this new level, and some of you may be experiencing. Hey, some people are starting to reach out to you now. People are trying to ask you, like, what's your secret? People are starting to pat you on the back, metaphorically, and say, hey, that's a good job, and hey, good morning, where they never said good morning. So you have to be able to discern, okay, now, was this person genuinely a person that was out to get me, if you will? Or is this a person that, because of all the chaos that was going on at the time, and because this person didn't reach out or didn't assist or didn't offer any kind of advice or any kind of encouragement, did I just kind of lump them in with the crowd of people that was actually attacking me? And even if I didn't lump them in, are they being sincere? Because some of them, as I may have forgotten to mention, some of them that's coming from this crowd that never offered you a word of encouragement, never offered you a word of advice or anything, not all of them coming from that side is going to be sincere either. There's some that didn't offer you a word of encouragement or a word of advice. And even though they didn't openly participate in some of the nonsense that the narcissistic converts and those who are totally committed to the dark side, it doesn't mean that this person is sincere. So all around the board, because you could have some people that was just on the sidelines, choosing to be on the sideline with a mindset that says, well, they're already beating him or her down. They're already irritating and agitating her. So why do I need to pile on? But now that they've seen you break through, they realize, oh, this guy really do think his God is real. This girl really does believe in her God. So now they're willing to befriend those who were attacking you all along. They're willing to get in good with them and maybe gain some kind of status and influence with them by sneaking in / coming into your circle disingenuously, all in an effort to attach themselves to you in the hopes of opening you up to the attacks of the enemy. So it's all a game of deception. Could be. But that's where your discernment comes in. I'm going to get out of here, guys. But either way, this is where you are. So look for people to start approaching you now. Look for people to start reaching out, and all of them on the surface will have this genuineness about them. All of them on the surface will, have warm smile, nice compliments, seemingly totally genuine interest, words of encouragement, words of advice, whatever. They're all going to appear or present themselves in that way because they all see how much you've grown. But not all of them are sincere. For those that are sincere, you got to trust discernment will download to you how you're supposed to handle that. If it's a word of encouragement, if it's a pleasantry, if it's a word of advice, whatever, trust that discernment will tell you, okay, this is the person that gets the carrot, and this is the person that gets the stick. And I think that when we stay totally focused on this thing called the Heavenly Father, it's not so difficult for us to do in terms of discerning who gets what, and who's really what. Because we are at a level to where our discernment of being able to break down, analyze, and decode people's sincere motives and interests or lack thereof, we're on a level to where we can do this real easily. But we just have to trust it, and we have to stay dialed into that discernment and not lean on our own understanding. Some of them may offer you to do, oh no, you don't have to work this weekend. I'll come in and work this weekend. You know, someone may invite you to their wedding, whatever it is, something that you would think that only a genuine person would do. And it's all could be, kabuki theater. But whatever the case is, that's what your discernment is for. If you like some information on how this ministry could assist you and be of value to you when it comes to you walking in that discernment and knowing who is deserving, who has earned that stick, and who is worthy of that carrot. Who should you reach out to? Who should you be compassionate to? Who should you aid and assist? And who should you just say, hey man, look, I don't mean to be rude, no offense, intended, but our energies just doesn't match. Or, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not comfortable engaging with you, beyond, something that's needed. Excuse me at the water fountain. Is that your car parked over there? Besides that, I just don't feel comfortable engaging with you. So, again, if you'd like some information on how this ministry can be of service to you and be of use to you, reach out. I'm going to leave a email link down in the description. Let me know if you're interested in any of the services that I'm about to put forth. If you have any subject matter you'd like my 2 cents opinion on, whatever the case may be sure to hit that email link down in the description. The services that makes this a different kind of ministry. Again, it's not based on religiosity. This ministry is based on a mind, body, and spirit approach, a holistic approach to health, to wellness, to life, and to fulfilling the race that he has set before us. So this holistic approach consists of things that are designed to nourish and strengthen every part of you and not just some of your parts. So we have experiential, philosophical, consultative services that are designed to nourish and strengthen the mind. I offer ISSA certified fitness training to help nourish and strengthen the body. And I provide services that include clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices that are designed to nourish and strengthen the soul. Some additional services that fall under that umbrella and these holistic concepts and principles are applied as well consist of good old-fashioned motivational speaking, as well as youth and young adult mentoring and counseling. If you'd like some more information about the services, exactly how they are applied to be of benefit and use to you, and what makes them result oriented, if you have any information, any interest in the services, then go ahead again and hit that email link down in the description. Schedule your initial consultation and evaluation, or pose whatever question it is that you have. I'd be honored to answer any and all of your questions. So that's, in a nutshell, what makes this a different kind of ministry, what makes me a different kind of minister. I don't know if you guys can see the way I'm dressed, and we'll use that as an example today. But nothing about me I don't think is traditional when it comes to what we have been taught to expect from a minister, the way I walk, talk, dress. And that's for better or for worse. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone or worse than anyone. It's just it's a different ministry. I'm more interested in being the person that he has called me to be. I'm more interested in that than being interested in fulfilling this expectations that we all have of what a minister should be. Some additional things that makes me a different kind of minister and that are most outstanding, if you will, is the fact that every single crime that you can imagine and every single hardship that you can imagine that is particularly associated with the inner city / the ghetto, there's probably 100% chance that I've committed that crime. The only 2 kinds of violent crimes that I haven't been charged or arrested for and have not done is any sex-related crimes or the crime of murder. Any and other crimes particularly violent crimes I've done, whether it's gun violence, baseball bats, bottles, brass knuckles, knives. Unfortunately, I've done it all. I'm also a ministry that was born into piss poor poverty. I ran away from home at the age of 9. I joined a gang. I was given all the guns and the stuff that I just mentioned. I also became a drug addict at the age of 9. I had several separate sentences in the Juvenile Department of Corrections, 3 total, ranging from the age of 11 up through 16, which was immediately followed by 4 separate sentences in the Adult Department of Corrections, ranging from the age of 17 through 34. Some additional things that I've experienced besides being addicted to drugs and gangs and incarceration. I've experienced obesity. I had an eating disorder. I was roughly 80 pounds overweight. Domestic violence, domestic abuse, anxiety. I don't know if I mentioned homelessness, but it's been over a quarter of a century since he's delivered me from all of those things. And each day he continues to add on to the amount of time that he's delivered me from, and not just delivered me, but also redeemed me from my center to my circumference. All in an effort to give back, guys. I've gone on by him and not by me. I've gone on by him to become an all-natural professional bodybuilder, a certified fitness trainer, the founder of my own fitness training company, and the founder of this ministry. All in an effort to give back. This ministry believes that one of the shortcuts to getting ahead is to give back. And that's what this ministry is all about. Always seeking to inspire, to encourage, to motivate, and provide accountability in all these different aspects of life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So in a nutshell, that's what this ministry is all about, and that's in a nutshell what makes this a different kind of ministry and what makes me a different kind of minister. That's what I got for you guys. I love you all. If you have any follow-up questions, interests, if you're interested in services or whatever, again, hit that email link down in the description. Also, please visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry located at mountfitnessmbs.com. That'll give you a little bit of insight into my experience and expertise thus far as it relates to physical fitness training, diet, nutrition, etc. Again, that's at mountfitnessmbs.com. I'm going to request very humbly that you guys, again, please give back to this ministry, help support this ministry. If this message was beneficial to you in any way, please be sure to hit the like and the subscribe as well as the share button. When you do that, if you're really trying to give back to this ministry, and I do appreciate it, do those things. Hit the like and the subscribe to help grow the ministry by way of the YouTube algorithm, and then hit the share button so that you take a message or a ministry that's beneficial to you, you hit the share, you pay that message, that information forward, and you allow that information to become available to help others. Surely he has promised to always be a helper to those who are a helper of others. So do those things to give back to this ministry if you're getting anything positive out of this ministry at all. And if the Holy Spirit moves you to help this ministry even further by making a monetary donation, then please don't procrastinate there either. I'm going to leave a Cash App link down in the description. And remember, absolutely no amount is too small. It's just like when you go to church and they pass that collection bucket around. You can put some coins in there. You can put some dollars in there. You can put hundreds of dollars in there, or you can pass it on to the next person. But either way, whatever seed that you plant into this ministry, whatever good seed that you plant, good seed, planted in good ground, he's promised that you will receive an abundant harvest, shaken down, pressed together, and running over. I declare and decree that in your life, whether it's a monetary donation, a word of encouragement, a thank you, subscribing, hitting the share button, all that good stuff, may your harvest be abundant according to his riches in heaven. Please receive that by faith. I'm out of here, guys, but not before. As always, encouraging you guys to live a life that prioritizes faith over fear, truth over tradition, knowledge over nonsense, love over lust, and people over profit. That's what I got for y'all. I love y'all. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next one. I am Brother Minister Mongoose, And I will holler back. Peace.